I will be explaining about consumer credit. Basically, consumer credit is the term refers to the personal debt that is incurred in order to make purchases of goods and services. Credit cards are one example of a type of consumer credit. Generally, it may be broken down into two categories, which is mainly revolving credit and installment credit. Installment credit is used for a specific purpose and is issued at a defined amount for a set period of time. Payments are usually made monthly in equal installments for appliance, car, and furniture. For revolving credit, which includes credit card, may be used for any purchases. The credit is revolving in the sense that the line of credit remains open and can be used up to the maximum limit repeatedly, as long as the borrower keeps paying a minimum monthly payment on time.
The purpose of consumer credit. So consumer credit is to borrow money for products or services. So credit lets people buy now and pay later. And also there are several types of consumer credit, such as first, credit cards, second, charge card, and third, installment credits. So lenders, credit card companies, and certain businesses provide credit to customers via products such as credit cards and loans. A history of timely debt repayments helps anyone to establish a positive credit history, which in turn enables anyone to take out loans on more favorable conditions. In a consumer credit, individuals are able to get a loan or take loans and prolong the paybacks of such a money at some point. If the company runs into financial difficulty as a result of taking on too much debt, this will very certainly have an effect on the company's profitability, which by returns will almost certainly have an effect on the owner's capacity to qualify for personal credit.
The importance of consumer credit. As you can see, there is 4 points of importance of consumer credit, which is measurement, advantage and disadvantage, knowledge and freedom. For the measurement, consumer credit used from month to month is measured closely by economists because it is an indicator for economic growth. As overall, if the consumer is willing to borrow, it shows they are capable to pay. This is the indicator of economic growth. The second point is advantage and disadvantage. The advantage and disadvantage of consumer credit can be interpreted as importance of consumer credit. Advantage of consumer credit are for emergency preparedness, convenience, flexibilities, and consumer reward. The third point is a knowledge. The importance of credit consumer is regarding which interest rate you are dealing. If a consumer doesn't know how to handle the credit that is available for them, they will end up with paying a lot of interest, fine, and penalties. And the last point is a freedom. Credit also makes it possible for consumers to purchase things they need. Many items are as desired, such as a car, to house, and they are too expensive for the most.
Current issue of consumer credit. Pandemic COVID-19 and flood giving big impact consequence on people financial. The bank has gone through a variety of crises as in recent time. However, there are numerous differences from the previous storm in 2008, meaning that old playbook will only get you halfway there. On 25th March 2020, Bank Negara Malaysia are able to help their customer with a moratorium if they do not pay their loan for about 6 months starting 1st May 2020. Government gave an approval issue to take money in KWSP about RM5,000 with the iCitra program. The Consumer Credit Act will be enacted in 2020 by Bank Negara Malaysia with the goal of enhancing regulatory provision for all customer credit activities, including supplier of Buy Now Pay Later program. The introduction of Consumer Credit Act planned in Budget 2021 aims to create a legal framework for consumer loan issuance loan while also enhancing control of non-bank credit provider.
Hi, moving on to statistic information on consumer credit. Before we go into details, we need to know that there are 2 ways for borrowers to get money from lender, or not get, but actually borrow. First, borrowers can get money through loans and also line of credits, LOC. According to the statistic from Malaysian Department of Insolvency, there are over 61,665 individuals declared bankrupt between 2017 and 2021. You may ask, why is this happening? This is due to the rampant usage of credit cards and also immoderate loan borrowing. Referring to the data here, you can see that the loans that affect those people who are bankrupt over up here is due to personal loans, hire purchase, housing loans, and also credit cards, which personal loan mark the highest percentage now, which is 38.21%, followed by hire purchase 17.41%, and housing loans at 11.09%, and credit cards at 8.92%. According to Experian Information Services Malaysia, consumer credit scores have made a little advancement to 619 in 2021 compared to the average of 604 in 2018.
Hi, in this video I will be explaining about retirement planning. What is retirement planning? Retirement planning means preparing today for your future life so that you can continue to meet all your goals and dreams independently. This includes setting your retirement goals, estimating the amount of money you will need, and investing to grow your retirement savings. Every retirement plan is unique. After all, you may have very specific ideas on how you want to spend your retired life. This is why it's important to have a plan that is designed specifically to suit your individual needs. The money can be used to renovate home or buy home, shopping and to buy necessary needs, vacation with beloved family, and lastly, to pay medical bills in case it needs. These are the example of retirement planning, which is private retirement schemes. Private retirement schemes is a voluntary long-term savings and investment scheme designed to help you save more for your retirement, such as AIA, Public Bank, and RHB. Next, the most common in Malaysia is Employees Provident Fee, which is EPF or KWSP. EPF is a Malaysian government agency that manage a compulsory savings plan and retirement planning for private and non-pensionable public sector employees. The EPF function through monthly contributions from employees and their employers towards savings account. While in savings, these funds may be used in various investments by the EPF or in some cases by the member themselves. Thank you.
So the purpose of retirement planning. So retirement plannings identify retirement saving goals as well as the actions and decisions that must be made to achieve them. In order to make judgments, one must first identify potential sources of revenue, formulate an accurate cost estimate, create the saving plans, and consider the implications of potential losses in both time and money. The goal of the retirement plan may be evaluated more accurately by estimating the future cash flow that will occur. And then some retirement plans are different depending on the region, such as in Malaysia, where many retirees choose to put their money in employee provided funds or private retirement schemes, which is EPF and PRS. So the fact that we can't predict what will happen in the future emphasizes the need of making retirement plan. As a human, we do not know a great deal about numerous aspects of existence. If our response doesn't wish to put a money away for our retirements, the scheme, it is because we do not comprehend how the retirement plan operates. Therefore, in order to solve this issue, people must do study on how retirement plan that might assist them in their future retirement planning.
Retirement planning is a multi-step process which involves overtime. To have a comfortable and fun by enjoying retirement moment, you need to build and plan for financial cushion for a sustainability retirement goal. Retirement planning, you're thinking for your future goals and how long to meet them. The second point is to determine the retirement spending need. You must have a realistic amount of spending in the post-retirement. This will control you a bad habit on spending. Most people thought post-retirement spending will drop 70 to 80% of what they are spending previously. And the last point is, as a retirement planning, you need to understand a time horizon. At your current age and retirement age will create the planning of financial goal at the end. The longer time your current time retirement age will be beneficial to the risk that can be.
Current issue of retirement planning, challenges COVID-19 and flood. Currently, there are many challenges for Malaysia to start their retirement planning besides the impact of COVID-19 and the flood happened. Even now, the ICNA COVID-19 economic mitigation scheme that provide for early withdrawal for the EPF is bound to drain people's saving. Predicted rate. Retirement planning is becoming more important because of the number of the Malaysians getting older and the existence of population aging. Population aging means the number of the longer life expectancy and declining fertility. Fertility is critical to the survival of human society, and when fertility falls, population decline and aging accelerated. The figures show rate of increase was significant from 49 years in 1950 to 76.51 years in 2022 and is forecast to increase to 85 years in 2050. The length of life expectancy will increase every year and will make themselves more fund to finance their old age in the future. The population will age faster when the lower fertility rate becomes. From the figure, the fertility rate decreased from 5 in 1970 to 1.8 in 2020 and increased to 1.9 in 2021. Since 2007, Malaysia has reached its fertility rate of 2.0 and has become more reducing since then. The Department of Statistics Malaysia state that in year 2020, 10.7% of the population is over 60 years old and the number of the increase in year 2021 to 11.7% age population. The expected in 2030 the age population to increase by 40% and by 2050 it will be 21%, which is when the super age population will happen. Therefore, people should have the best retirement planning in the future, starting now due to the longer life expectancy, more money and necessity needs to be born. Next is a lower salary effect planning. Based on the data released by the Employee Provided Fund Malaysia (EPF), the data state that the rate of contribution for employee with wages of more than 5,000 is 12% for employee and 11% for employees. Then the rate for employee earn 5,000 or less are 30% for employer and 11% for employee. After that, before pandemic COVID-19, the EPF manager state that about 33% or 1.64 million out of 7.11 million active members of the EPF contribute less than the current minimum wages of 1,000 and most 88% have a wage lower than 5,000 per month. Then the rate increased after COVID-19 and flood recently. Therefore, the lower monthly contribution affect the lower retirement saving for member and mean a minimum saving for their retirement period. After that, before member and means minimum saving. Figures show that 2% of workers in the formal sector were retrenched from their job and earn less than RM2,500. After that, 20% of the workers in the informal sector seem retrenched or unable to work and in fact earn less than 2,500. Based on the data from EPF, 54% of those who reach age 54 have saved less than 50,000 set aside for retirement. Based on some research from KRI Senior Research Associate Hawati Ahmad Hamid, state that more than 80% of EPF contributors do not reach the minimum saving target of around RM240,000 by retirement age, and the bottom 20% of contributors have less than RM7,000 in saving. So people need to have awareness about retirement planning because life become more complicated and they will have more problems to face in the future, especially during the household debt to income ratio. Figures show that Malaysia has the highest household debt to gross domestic product GDP ratio in the world and ranks second highest in Asia and first in ASEAN. Therefore, when households have high debt, it makes it hard to do retirement planning because they do not have stable financial to make saving and just focus on repaying repaying to. According to figure in December 2020, Malaysia household debt equivalent to 93.2% of the country nominal GDP, up from 82.7% the previous year. The household debt to GDP ratio in Malaysia is updated on a yearly basis and is available from December 2002 to December 2020. The debt peaked at 93.2% in December 2020 and fell to a new low of 60.4% in December 2008. Thus, when households have become increasingly more in debt, they will probably extend their work life and postpone retirement due to their need to pay the debt, and this will influence their retirement planning in the future.
Now we're going to discuss about the statistic information of retirement planning. As forecasted by Trading Economics Global macro models and analysts, the minimum retirement age for Malaysian men and women will remain unchanged at 60 years old until 2025. The projection is aligned with the statement by Malaysian Employers Federation MEF President Datuk Dr. Syed Hussein Syed Husman, who is against the proposal of QPAC President Datuk Adnan Mat, who believe that there is a benefit from increasing the retirement age from minimum 60 will provide better job opportunity for young aspiring candidates in the public sector. Datuk Dr. Syed Hussein Syed Husman said that this is not make sense because the unemployment rate was at 4.3% at the end of 2021. Hence, why would we increase the retirement age? He also mentioned that the previous increment of the retirement age from 55 to 60 in July 2013 caused a decrease of approximately million jobs opportunities for fresh graduates. Employees Provident Fund (EPF) was established in 1951 with the aim to be a social security organization, primarily helping Malaysian workforce to save for their retirement and now complying with the Employment Provident Fund Act 1991. Due to the pandemic that hit, the government has initiated and allowed a few EPF withdrawals scheme, for example, iLestari and iSina withdrawals in 2020, followed by iCitra in July 2021, and latest are M10,000 ringgit special withdrawal. All this initiative was given by the Ministry of Finance. Even though the initiative does help aid Malaysian economy and also feed those who needs, it's rather worrying in the view of the fact that based on EPF statistic in 2020, 70% of Malaysian outlives their retirement savings. And about 46% of the EPF members below the age 55 have less than RM10,000.
Touch about the conclusions. So after the group of the members have done case studies, we identified several conclusions that we get coming out from this report that we would like to present here. First one, as you can see from the report that we are writing up, we can see that during the COVID-19, a lot of issues that happens and government participations to help lighten the burden of the public have been done, which helped a lot of people to survive during this critical time. We can see that the plan or the strategy that have been done by the government, such as the trying to delay the payment of the loan, you can withdraw the EPF through the iCitra and any other package that was provided by our Prime Minister. That was one of the strategies to help the citizens or the public to make sure that they are able to survive during COVID-19 situations. And for me, for the group, we are thinking that this is really important and this is a good strategic plan. Another conclusions that we can touch on this report is that these two topics that we are discussing about the consumer credits and retirement planning, it should be stressed the awareness because it should be stressed the awareness and exposed to the public boldly. Why? Because there are a lot of people which is not aware how these two are really critical towards their life. How these two is going to impact their future. So for that, we are thinking that it is better to make sure that people are aware and grab every slight change they have in these two topics that we are discussing to make sure that they can create a better life. And another thing is, we should make sure that the public or the citizens have a firm strategy plan to take advantage of these two to make sure that you could live a very good life during the old days. And this should be taken seriously by government and also the public, because we are seeing that a lot of people is not taking this seriously and a lot of people is miss the big points why and how these two topics will make their life better. And for that, I would like to end these presentations and thank you for listening. Assalamualaikum and have a good day.